Hey guys, what's going on? Going to be headed to Brazil in a couple days to do the ADCC 2015 live broadcast, but I just wanted to make one more video before I left talking about EBI 4. So if you haven't watched EBI 4 and you plan to, you might not want to watch this video because I'm going to be talking about a spoiler. But yeah, EBI 4 was an amazing event, and one guy really shone in that event. There was a number of stories that took place, but today I want to talk about Eddie Cummings. He was the only guy to submit all of his opponents, and he won the maximum amount of $20,000, so congratulations, Eddie. But the way he did it was by heel hooking everybody. You know, it was clear that he was on a mission. He knew exactly what he wanted. He didn't go with the flow. He just went out there with a game plan, one that was probably designed by John Danaher, and he went out and executed it. He pulled everybody into his game and heel hooked them. And what I'm not sure about is if all of his opponents knew how dangerous Cummings' heel hooks were, because it seemed like a couple of his opponents, namely Barrett Yoshida and Joe Soto, might not have respected Eddie's leg locks enough. I understand that Barrett Yoshida had fought Imanari before, who is probably Japan's best leg locker, and he survived that match. So maybe Barrett had never faced somebody with as good of leg attacks as Eddie Cummings. That's entirely possible. And Joe Soto as well. Joe showed that he had some great heel hook escapes and defenses, but he lasted longer than I think any of the other opponents against Eddie Cummings. But eventually he fell victim. So now I believe the secret is out. Anybody who will be facing Eddie Cummings at ADCC 2015 knows what to watch out for, and it will be fascinating to see how Eddie does. Now that everybody knows to stay away from, to keep their ankles away from Eddie, will he still be able to do it? That's the real mark of a professional, when your opponent knows what you want to do and he still can't stop you from doing it. So I know I am super excited to watch ADCC 2015 and see how Eddie Cummings does. But what I'm curious about is, are heel hooks something that you're going to start focusing on more? In jiu-jitsu, trends tend to come and go. A few years back, 50-50 was really popular, kind of came out of nowhere. Nobody really knew how to deal with it. Now it's pretty commonplace. The Berimbolo also came out of nowhere. It took everybody by storm. It took people a while to figure out how to deal with it. Now, at EBI 4, you saw people not too threatened by Joao Miao's Berimbolo. That wasn't the case a couple years ago or even a year ago. So, as these new trends come, people learn how to deal with it, and then it just becomes part of the general jiu-jitsu knowledge database, if you will. So how about you? Are you, now after seeing Eddie Cummings' dominant heel hook performance, is that something that you're going to put in your game? For me, it's probably not. I train a little more in the gi than without. Now, of course, in the gi, most people don't do heel hooks at all. Without the gi, some academies do, some academies don't. At Gracie Baja headquarters, there's a group of us that do sometimes, especially if someone's getting ready for ADCC. It'll be something that we agree upon beforehand. But generally speaking, most people don't do heel hooks, even in no-gi classes. And I think that's something that can be fun to do for sure. It's good to study everything and learn the attacks, learn the defenses, the counters, all that stuff. But got to be careful. Heel hooks can be very dangerous. So even at EBI 4, one of Eddie's opponents limped off the mat. That's not something I'm looking to do. I enjoy walking, and so I probably am not going to focus anymore on heel hooks. But for sure, this is something that John Danaher has a lot of knowledge about, and other people don't. So I think there are a lot of people out there that will be studying the Danaher leg lock system, if you will. And how about you? Let me know if that's something that you're interested in studying. It certainly is a fascinating system. You can see that the way Eddie Cummings and Gary Tonin apply heel hooks is different than anybody else. The heel hook is not a new position, but these new grips and new setups and new counters are new for sure. So it's great to see the innovation in jiu-jitsu. That's one thing I love about it. We're not just copying the ways of our trailblazers, the people that came before us. We are actually going out and learning new things, deconstructing things, improving on it, and always reinventing and improving the art. Anyway, guys, that's all for me today. Let me know, are you going to be focusing more on heel hooks now or not? And we'll be making some more videos from Brazil, so look for that probably on the regular Brew Videos channel. I might put some up here too if I have time. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.